Coming up next on Wall Street Warriors.
I've set up a big meeting for us this morning.
But how much money are we talking about? Probably talking about $1.5 million. Brian is really conservative, so we don't want to scare him. So, hey, Brian, how are you?
We've assembled 100 of our high net worth customers.
Don't overthink trading.
We're going to give each group $5,000 a piece. There's only one winner today, and that's going to be me. There's nothing better than implementing the strategies with real money. I'm not feeling the love. I'm feeling the love.
Finding hedge fund managers is more art than science.
I need you to raise a lot of money for me.
I pretty much know the second I meet a manager if he's the right guy.
We're up 192 in June. It's 7%.
You're presenting this whole thing from digging your way out of a hole.
Open outcry, there's so much to it. You have to be smart enough to do it. You have to know when to really push it and when to lay back. There's sometimes you'll get a bigger reward if you're not a total ass. There's some guys in here that make the mistake. They think they have to be the tough guy all the time. You really don't have to be. But you have to know when to do it and when not to do it. There are times when you have to be the tough guy. What do you got? What do you have? I can never let my guard down because a lot of guys I'm competing against are very highly educated. These guys went to school for this job. I learned it down here. 200! 200! There's personalities to deal with. There's competing companies to deal with. There's pressure on a constant basis. Having a great education is great, but to get in that environment, you've got to have more. If you're just book smart, maybe you're better suited to be an upstairs trader, not a pit trader. Half 30! Half 30! I was raised on the southeast side of Chicago. I grew up in a city where I was just surrounded by policemen and firemen and steelworkers. That's how I ended up down here. I was just out of high school, and a girl who lived around the block from me, she was waiting for a bus one day. And I said, Roseanne, do you want to ride? She said, sure. That's where I said, what's going on? What are you doing now? She said, I'm a runner downtown. And I'm thinking to myself, she never ran in high school. She was never really athletic, but she's a runner downtown. And I said, well, when did you start doing that? Where do you run downtown? She said, no. I work at this place called the Chicago Board Options Exchange. I run tickets out from the booth to the trading crowd. As a matter of fact, we're looking for some help. And I had just taken the Chicago police test and a test to get into steel mills. My older brother worked in the mill, and he got his lunch eaten by rats. He came home one day and told me the story, and I know that was in the back of my head. I said, there's got to be something more. Against all advice in my family, I came down here and I've never left.
So, Ken, who are we meeting today at the Sagamore?
We're meeting Brian. He's a very, very successful attorney. He's one of the top attorneys here in South Florida.
I've set up a big meeting for us this morning. It's with a couple of wealthy business partners. They're not happy with their current brokers, so hopefully Phil and I can win them over.
How much money are we talking about? Probably talking about $1.5 million. Brian is really conservative, so we don't want to scare him.
Are those your guys coming in right now, Ken?
Oh, yeah, that's him. Gentlemen. How are you?
How are you, Ken? Ken did tell me across the board that you were unhappy with the performance that you were seeing in the market, and he told me pretty much the same thing with you as well, Tony.
As far as I'm concerned, I work pretty hard for the money we have, and I expect my broker to work even harder to grow my money. And I go in personalities. I go in whether I like someone, where I feel that they understand my position.
Having been one of those individuals that's lost a great amount in such a short period of time, that's one of my questions. How do you build your game plan together? Are you very conservative, or?
I like to know your risk tolerance. What is the max risk that you can take? Because there are a lot of opportunities in this market.
This market's retracted about 2,000 points from March. So there are very big pockets of opportunity, but I don't want to go into this with the buy and hold strategy. I'd rather keep a large sum of cash available on the side, and when we see those opportunities, at least we're liquid enough to go and take advantage of these things.
Out of the thousands of customers we have, we've assembled 100 of our high net worth customers. They're here in downtown Chicago to further their education.
Don't overthink trading. As traders, our focus really needs to be on the trade.
Trading is a different language that you have to learn. Call, put, long, short, calendar spread, iron condor, back ratio, theta, gamma, delta.
1 point embedded vertical spread that's going to have $1 in margin requirement. So if I collect 35 cents in credit, I ultimately, with this unbalanced butterfly, have 65 cents in risk.
We're going to give each group $5,000 apiece. There's nothing better than implementing the strategies with real money.
Ground rule number one is you can't spend more than $500 on a single trade. You can't trade individual equities. So you have to pick some ETF or index. That way we have a broad-based, diversified risk. We've defined the P&L exposure and we've defined the directional exposure. The reason for that is because it's our money. We're just narrowing the risk for us. We want you to be successful even when you're not necessarily right about what the market's going to do.
We're teaching them how to be a hedge fund with their own money with defined risk. These customers, they all have disposable income. They want to be the best. Let me just tell you the competition we got here. We got the head programmer, the man who writes the scripts. We got defending champion, two-time defending champion. Whoever wins, that's who has the bullseye on their back. And Q's won it the last 3 or 4 times in a row. Nobody's ever done that before, and he's getting a little bit full of himself. I'd like to take him down off of that pedestal. You know what? They're all going down because there's only one winner today, and that's going to be me. Go Cats.
Remember, you're all right 100% of the time almost. It's just your timing that's off. Okay, guys, good luck, everybody.
Yeah, lower the strike to 75, 77, then it's fine.
Everybody wants to beat Tom. He has a bullseye on his back, whether he comes in last place or he comes in first place. Everybody wants to beat the boss. Shh.
He was supposed to be running $150 million for them. What's best for him? Does this afternoon work? Finding hedge fund managers is more art than science. And if I find successful managers, I make a lot of money. All right, so you'll kick it around. In any case, I'd love to meet Chris later today. All right, so I'll give you a call in a little bit. If a guy is marketing and selling you too hard, he's probably not a great portfolio manager. This whole thing is a numbers game, right? So you're just hunting and hunting and hunting, trying to find successful managers. Today we're going to meet Ron, who just launched a market-neutral equity fund. What we want to do is just get caught up, see how his program's working, and hopefully we'll get him out in front of institutional investors shortly.
I was a managing partner at a very prominent hedge fund in New York for almost 14 years, and I quit that 2 years ago to start my own firm. My job here is to tell Rich a little bit about how we've been doing lately and entice him to be interested in marketing our fund to his base of investors.
The better managers typically are bad communicators and are their own worst enemy, which is why they fit me beautifully. Because if a guy could trade and communicate and sell, he doesn't need me. The growth path for many of these guys, they'll trade with $3 or $5 million, and if their performance remains consistent, assets just find them, and they go 5 million, 10, 20, 80, 500, 3 billion. Hey, Ron, Rich, how you doing? Good. I just wanted to confirm lunch. We're good?
Absolutely.
I just want a legitimate guy with a real process who makes money that I wouldn't mind co-investing with. That's the guy that we want. So with Ron, we'll see how he's doing. The markets have been choppy. Hopefully he's swimming upstream.
I want someone that knows me enough to tell me this is what you think is best for me. This is going to make sure that my daughter is going to have no issues 20 years from now going to college. So tell me about yourself and what you can do for us, not just short term, but long term.
Your needs are going to change as the environment changes, the economy changes itself. I mean, schools, it will be probably double the price by the time your daughter goes to school. How old's your daughter anyway?
10 months.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
10
so you
months.
just started.
Mine's at 17, so we don't have much time, Ken.
Congratulations, Tom.
That's a key reason why we both came down here from New York. What we're trying to establish is a relationship.
You're not only trusting me with your funds, but your kids' kids. And that's what we try to present to Brian and Tony, that it's more of a family situation that we're bringing in that will cater to your needs personally.
Are you guys going to be in New York or are you going to be in Florida? Because I think it's pretty important to us knowing, is this a local relationship or is this a long distance
No, this is going to
relationship?
be a local relationship. Phil and I just made a decision last week to actually open up an office downtown Miami.
I don't want you two to feel like we'll forget about you, or you're a small account where you're just buried in the back of the file. I don't want to be best buddies, but, you know, I want to be someone that you can call and just to shoot the breeze with. Hey, not just, you know, what's going on with my account, am I making money today? Because you're going to make money some days and you're not going to make money some days. But we will have an office down here, so if you are losing money and you feel like choking someone, you know, Ken will probably be down here.
Maybe in New York, guys.
Jump across the desk and...
We definitely have a lot to discuss amongst ourselves. But it sounds like, you know, we like what you guys have to say, and you guys could be our Wall Streeters just on South Beach.
Offering 213.40 spread. All right.
What are they? 15, 20, 80. 20, 80. 9.5, 10, 20.
In my pit, we trade options against the S&P 500. These are the options we trade. They're represented by these screens that surround me here. It's our biggest product down here. It's a big money maker for the CBOE.
Options have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years. They apply both to commodities and to stocks. I think one of the most basic concepts of what an option is to understand its Latin root, and the word option comes from the word to choose. And the holder of an option has the right to choose whether to exercise the option or not.
And November 12th, 70 foot.
If it's a stock or if it's an index, you're buying or selling the right to purchase it or sell it at a particular price at a particular time.
Bought it before. How many did he cross?
Options are just a very good way to hedge against any kind of risk that you have if the market goes against which way you want it to go.
It's kind of like an insurance policy. You pay for your health insurance, your auto insurance, your home insurance. So why wouldn't you insure some of the riskiest things known to man? Equities, stocks.
In any day, there could be more options traded on stocks than there are outstanding shares. Could you imagine that?
I'd rather protect a $100,000 investment with a $3,000 option than just using a stop loss or a watchful eye. Because at any moment, we could see a 10, 15, maybe even a 20% drop. If we see that without an option, you know, you're down. But if we do have the option, that same 20% that you lost on your common stock, you're making it right back on the option side.
You're going to make money on this end while you're losing money on this end. That's what you see with the big players that come into our crowd. They have huge, huge positions on pension funds, whatever they may be. They want to protect themselves against blips in the market. They want to know by September they're protected no matter which way the market goes.
Well, what's up there, buddy? Good to see you. Great to get caught up.
It's a great time to get caught up because we had a phenomenal June when a lot of people were getting killed. Up 192 in June.
It's incredible. I pretty much know the second I meet a manager and see his performance if he's the right guy. Where are you making your money? On the longs or the shorts? Have you looked
Since
at
the market's been down since we started, we've made more money on the short side than the long side, which is exciting because people were concerned whether we were going to be able to do that.
Any of these dislocations, increase in volatility, does that hurt?
The way we look at the markets, we don't care about any of that. We're agnostic to all that, immune to all that. We just stick to the strategy and keep it going.
You get a sense on the spot if the manager is real, if his process is real, if he really wants to grow his business, and if he could deliver what he's saying he could deliver. And if that comes across, then you'll look more closely at the process. Any sectors working better than others? Or?
No, we're very neutral.
What has portfolio turnover been like for the first 6 months?
300% a year.
Right.
You think we'll get a lot of interest?
Well, absolutely.
I need you to raise a lot of money for me.
Well, you perform and we will...
We will perform. We're clicking along great now.
Well, you're on your way, so I mean, that sounds great.
Ken suggested his wife Leah and his son Jay come down to take a look at the home that we just purchased in Coconut Grove.
Hey, what's up, guys? Heavy, huh? What's up?
Oh, it's good seeing you.
How was your flight?
Good.
How was your flight?
Good.
She was a bit astounded that we made a rapid decision of picking up a property. I don't know if she's happy about it or if she's there to beat him over the head with a pocketbook and like, what the hell did you just do?
Man, it's really hot out here.
You're telling me. It's like a boiling pot out here. I think what we should do is probably go pick up Phil right now and then check out the place. I think you're gonna love it.
Okay, great.
He was trying to convince her of relocating permanently down here to Miami. You know, he loves it, and now it's just getting his wife and his son to feel the same exact way. That shouldn't be too much of a problem for a 10-year-old, but, you know, for his wife, we gotta see how that one pans out.
Wow.
It's beautiful, isn't it, right?
Right.
It's like breathtaking.
Beautiful.
Very surreal.
I can't wait to see the inside.
Yeah, let's take a walk.
Oh my God, look at this kitchen. This is awesome.
Exactly. Brand new. In the family room here, you have a whole deck.
And you have your privacy. I don't see anybody out here.
Oh, no, this is great.
I love the floors.
This would be my closet.
That'll be mine,
And this would be yours.
but I have more clothes than you.
Well, take all the space you need. This is my favorite part of this house.
Wow.
Sit back,
This is the way I like to party.
get a little sun,
I don't
get
know,
a
I
little
love
fun,
it. Wow.
and why not? We're in Miami, right?
I love it.
This is great.
Yeah, I absolutely love it.
Let's go. Look at this.
Top of the world.
That's what it's about. Right there.
I mean,
You can park your boot
lovely.
right to the left. Pretty nice, huh?
Yep.
So, what do you think about Miami?
Different from New York, but I like it.
So, I mean, what do you think? What are you thinking?
I mean, I really love it, but I just gotta give it a little thought. I'm being honest.
What's holding you back?
I just have to give it a little thought. It's just a big change.
How about?
I could really tell that she liked it, but she's a hard sell, and I'm pretty sure she's not gonna make it easy for Ken.
No pressure. No pressure. Let's just go get something to eat, and then we'll take it from there.
How many more positive months do we need to string together before we can get some real action? We were up 1 in May,
right.
up to almost 2 in June.
Yeah.
We're positive this month.
Yeah.
We're up about 7
You're
percentage
presenting
points.
this whole thing from digging your way out of a hole, which is what we really don't want to do. Your performance is phenomenal. I mean, you're swimming upstream. Everybody's having a difficult time. We want to know exactly what securities are on his radar. If we decide that a security is a buy, when do we decide we're wrong? How much do we risk with each security?
We have stops on individual positions, and we have stops on industry baskets. So if anything goes down too much, we just get out of it.
What's an industry basket stop look like?
About 0.5% of the value of the portfolio.
I mean, I was trying to drill down a little bit with Ron to find out where he's making his money, what environment he makes money with, so we could manage our expectations.
How much money realistically do you think we could have by the end of this year?
It's all about performance. You can easily attract $500 million if you could demonstrate that the strategy will generate these returns consistently in all environments. I mean, he's got the components. He has to make these components work together. We're just looking for the one-star performer that's going to knock it out of the park.
Oh, this is a combined two spread. Just want to see the position.
This is the first time these customers will be doing complex option trades. Iron condors, which are 4 different legs, 4 different trades at one time. Calendar spreads, ratio spreads, butterfly spreads, unbalanced butterflies. It's really, really new for everybody, and they're very scared. You want to be doing calendar spreads today because volatility is cheaper than it was yesterday. On the screen, you'll see the live markets. Some people will be trading SPY, others will be trading the Dow, the Russell 2000. We'll be all trading these different indexes, and everybody will have a different strategy.
Go 67, 65.
You don't want to sell the 71 necessarily. You don't want to sell something.
Each team leader, they're running around, they're trying to accommodate all the traders. And you're trying to put out little fires everywhere because it is real money. It is 50 grand that we're risking.
You got to cue that trade back in there.
You go into each one of these groups and you help them tweak it just a little bit more. It gets frustrating a little bit sometimes. I'm not feeling the love. We're feeling the love. We're okay?
Go Mudcats.
Go Mudcats. There we go.
Okay, guys, we just closed.
Bell rings on our platform at 3:15. And then it's when everybody gets put into the fire because Tom goes over each individual account.
Rule number 1 about trading, no high fives yet, okay? None of you are there.
Here we go.
Mudcats, you had 8 fills, very little delta risk, and you did create some reasonable decay. So you basically stay flat. Blue Claws, 47 non-weighted deltas, $35 in decay, and only $122 in give up. That's a nice job.
The top group made over 27%.
What's impressive is that you're all starting to look at things that you weren't looking at before.
The average over all teams was 4.5%. That's a great return on your money when the market's down 10%. Our defending champion Q, his team never cracked the top 4. I'm kind of happy about that because everybody wants to see him falter, especially myself. His butt's mine.
Oh, I didn't like the sound of that.
My own team ended up coming in 4th.
There's no satisfaction not making money, period. So you need to be positive, that's all.
7 out of 9 of our teams made money. That's a tremendous accomplishment for students who have never done this before.
I mean, like, what's scaring you?
I just have to think about it, to change my job, sweetie. I mean, there's a lot of changes I have to make.
What did you think about the place?
The place is breathtaking. The thing about it for me is I'm gonna miss my family. To leave our family support, come out here, we're starting all over. It's like we're getting married
I
again.
understand what you're saying. It's a change. I mean, it's a big change.
But look at this area here. Affluential athletes, entertainers live here. It's great for networking.
I understand, Phil.
But I just think it's like a good thing.
I mean, I just have to think about it. I mean, I'm glad that you guys are making this change and you're growing your business, and I want to be here for you. Don't get me wrong. This is happening all of a sudden. I mean, it's crazy.
Quick. I know sometimes I move really quick.
You can put an air mattress in the garage for Ken to stay.
For Ken to stay?
I mean, he sounds like he's in a doghouse.
No, he's not in the doghouse. Don't say that.
Fortunes on Wall Street are tied to performance. So you want a guy that comes in excited about it and says, these are my returns, you should be with me.
I think the meeting went really well. Rich seemed pretty excited about the performance we experienced in June, and I think if we can put together a few more months like that, we'll be in a position to raise some real money by the end of the year.
Ron launched his fund 7 months ago. It's a little bit early for him, but he is bringing it together. If he does post the numbers, I will put him in front of people that can write a check, and then he's going to have to convince them that it's sustainable. One thing that he hasn't done is lost money, so that's a good thing. He hasn't made a lot of money, that's not such a good thing. The marketplace is not forgiving. There's not a high tolerance for flat performance. But he's been tweaking, adjusting, and I think that he could consistently generate positive returns. If anyone makes it, I would like to see Ron make it.
Little gecko. See a lot of pretty hot soccer moms, but that's okay. You know what I mean? I got the Lord of the Rings. You know?
Sounds good.
I'm not looking for a sequel.